tomatoes on them. We have a tomato here. Oh, look, 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 look. Look. And look. And look. And oh, look, Roma. These are Romas. And look. And look. And look, look, look. And look. Oh, my. Oh, my. And we're gonna get these beautiful. Right here is large red cherry. I know for sure. So I don't think the other tomato is that one. And they're way overripe. Gosh. So this is what I got so far. And these little cute tomatoes. And then these are like Romas. So I'm just about to grab these right here. And I think something is called federale. I think if you want to avoid the 7 mistakes that I made when I first started my garden, you want to grab this free report that I created just for you so that you can get a jump start in growing your food. Once you sign up and get your free report, if I have any gardening classes going on, you would also get an opportunity to join those classes. So don't forget to sign up. The link will be in the description. All right, these are our volunteer tomatoes. Oops. Okay, we'll get back to those. We have some strawberries, some more tomatoes. Aren't these cute? Some peaches, some more tomatoes, My favorite. This is white cherry tomatoes. They're very prolific. And this is Sweetie. She's very sweet. And some more tomatoes. Some berries called, I'll call them Schwarzenegger because it's close enough to the name, and a few raspberries. Okay, and that's my seeds I saved from my Lungo Bianco. It's still not dry all the way, it's weird. Okay, so I have measured out my tomatoes. Who do you want to try? What do I do with the knife? Do you? Okay.
Go down the line.
Okay. Well, let's taste.
We already tasted those yesterday. So.
I know, but we just want to say in the camera what they taste like for people. So now I got to get out my little KitchenAid attachment and remember how to put it together. Luckily on page 6 of the book there is a nice little picture where we're using it as a fruit and vegetable strainer. So I'm just going to follow this picture and attach it, and then there's something else I did I got to remember. So it was quite easy to put together, but if you want me to show you I will, and maybe I may need to remember. So I'll show you the part that I didn't use. I didn't use this one, right? Instead, I'm using this one. Okay, so I'm not using that. So we have this part on the inside here. And then we attach, let me look at the thing. We attach this. And then we attach the silver thing, and then you see it lines up in the groove right here. See, it lines up on both sides, and you do have to kind of push it, and then as you're holding this you screw this on. So I'm just gonna okay, and then this is my attachment, and you just got to make sure that you pull that out. It goes like this, and then you're gonna twist it, right? And then you're going to put this cover thing on and goes like this. How does it go? Help me. It's hard to do with one hand, but it just kind of slides on like that. So that's that. And then you have this cover that goes over there like that. And then you're going to have, it's going to be difficult to tape over here. And then you're going to have this tool to help kind of mash it down. Okay, so this is my setup. The reason why I have this set up so high is because of the splashing. And I just want, let me see, I can't remember. I totally do not remember. I think that's what I want, but I'm not sure. So we're just gonna give it a shot and we're going to see. The machine is extremely loud, so I decided to spare you the noise, but be prepared. Also, make sure that you actually cut up the tomatoes so that they actually fit in that little chute there. The reason why I have a box up under the one of the pots is because you want to make sure that the pulp, when it comes out, that it doesn't fall back into the juice. And I noticed that when I have it set up like this, for me it works out the best, and I didn't have to deal with the pulp coming falling back into the tomato juice and then me having to strain it again. Also, what I want to say is last year I froze tomatoes because I didn't have enough at the time, or I was really busy and I didn't have time to do this, and I froze some tomatoes and then I let them thaw out, and it worked well. But I will say that it made it much messier. It made the process, because I had a ton of tomatoes, it made it it took longer. So even what I learned from that, even if I have smaller batches, I'd rather go ahead and do it like this, because this whole process only took me 30 minutes, and then I was just able to get it on a pot and let it simmer pretty much almost overnight. So you're gonna have to figure out what is gonna work best for you. Some people don't even use this. They don't separate the pulp. They just put it in the pot, let it simmer, and then later they take out the skins. But you have to find something that works for you. I like doing it this way because I am a little bit of a perfectionist, and I get 2 products for 1. Also, when you don't strain the seeds and you leave them in there, they do give a bitter taste to the sauce. So it significantly changes the taste of the sauce to me. So I like to make sure I do it this way. But yeah, so basically the sauce will reduce to about 50%. And that took several hours. So you have to be patient. So this is the next day. I ended up having to reheat my sauce because I wasn't ready to can them. So you want to make sure that your sauce is warm when you get ready to do the canning process, because your jars are going to have to be sterilized and they're going to have to be hot. So you do not put cool ingredients into hot jars, or you could break the jars. So I reheat my sauce. This pulp is going to go into the dehydrator, and I'm going to turn it into a tomato powder. So you're going to get all your all of your tools out. You've seen my tools before if you've seen any of my videos, but I will leave a link in the description if you want to get this. It's a complete set. With your jars, you're going to wash them with hot soapy water, and then you're going to sterilize them by heating them up in the water bath. I'm using this as it's a pressure canner, but I'm using it as a water bath. Do not boil the jars. You just want to heat them. For your lids, you just wash them with hot soapy water and set them aside. And so I'm not seasoning the sauce. I'm only putting lemon juice. You can use citric acid if you want to, but I'm just putting lemon juice because this is what the ball recipe calls for when you're canning the sauce. So this sauce is so good. It's the best sauce I have ever made. I really did choose the best tomatoes. And I will show you that when you watch our tasting video. But so anyway, I'm just going to empty the water out of the jars. I'm going to fill the jars first with my lemon juice, 1 tablespoon. I will leave a link to the ball canning recipe book that I used so that you can see that there are other options, like if you don't want to use bottled lemon juice, you could also use citric acid. So make sure you check the link in the description box. So when you fill your jars, make sure that you leave 1/2 inch head space for your pint-sized jars. 1/2 inch head space when we're doing the water bath canning. Also, I did make a very detailed step-by-step instructions, so that will also be in the link in the description box. Everything is going to be, there's going to be a link in the description box, so always make sure you check the links in the description box. Then we want to clean our rims so that we get a good seal. So I'm just wiping them off with paper towel. We're going to process these pint-sized jars for 35 minutes. Remember, we're water bath canning, because I know you see me with my pressure canner, but we're water bath canning, so I'm not putting that little pressure gauge or anything on there. So before you even start the 35-minute timer, you want to make sure the water comes to a boil, and then you put your lid on. Then I'm putting my lid on and making sure I checked it like in 5 minutes just to make sure that it's still actually a rolling boil. And then I start the timer for 35 minutes. If you're using quart-sized jars, then the time is going to be for 40 minutes. After we process them, then you just want to let them sit for 10 minutes before you remove them from the what's that? It's a pot. Before you remove them from the pot, and then they already while they were sitting there, they already sealed, and now I'm just going to wait for 24 hours before I remove the rings. You want to make sure you remove the rings. I didn't know that in the beginning when I first started canning. So remove the rings, and then you can kind of lift them up by the lids to make sure that they're sealed properly, which they are. So then make sure that you date them, and then just store them wherever you're going to store your jars. Boom, boom, boom. So when you press on it, you shouldn't get anything coming back to you. I did forget about my, this is like a day or two later, because I completely 100% forgot about them. When you're dehydrating, you want to make sure that if you turn off the dehydrator, you really want to process whatever you dehydrated immediately. If not, you're going to have to let it go back in the dehydrator for a little bit so that any moisture can be removed. So I'm just going to process these in my food processor until they turn into a powder. And boom, we have 2 products for the price of 1. That's my tomato powder. You can add a little bit of water to it and turn it into a tomato paste. You can just add it directly to your soups and stews, anything that you want to add tomato flavor, because it has a very, very strong tomato flavor. You can add it to like your rice dishes, whatever you want, honey. You have your own tomato powder. Boom.